Guys, Comic Boom here during the happy holidays to review Captain America 696. This is going to be a relatively quick review. Not much to say about Captain America number 696. This is the second issue of Mark Waid and Chris Samnee's run to try to get Captain America back in the better books of most fans following the relatively poorly received Secret Empire. Now, as those of you who followed my videos know, I was a fan of Secret Empire. I generally enjoyed it. But it definitely left a little bit of a PR problem for Captain America because, of course, he was a Hydra agent, Nazi, however you want to describe it. But he was a villain. There's no question about it. Now, what's interesting about this is a one-shot. This is just as good as the opening issue. The opening issue has Steve Rogers essentially visiting a town in America actually called Captain America. It was Burlington, Minneapolis, I think, or Burlington, Minnesota. It renamed itself Captain America. I mean, a town that changes its name to Captain America, loves Captain America. This is him hopping on his motorbike and traveling to another town in essentially rural America that loves him. This is a feel-good comic. It doesn't really stand out. He ends up fighting a villain called the Swordsman. It basically, it's just Steve Rogers wandering into a town on his motorbike. He befriends an owner of a local diner who buys him lunch. Captain America insists on doing some dishes or some damn thing to pay for it because he's broke. And he just ends up preventing a massive flooding in the town, prevents the Swordsman from blowing up a dam, and wins the day. And meanwhile, while he's doing this, it ends with him. It's clear that Captain America is being spied upon by who I suspect is Kraven, who he's going to fight next issue. This is good. This is a done in one shot. Nothing really stands out about this. It's a feel good story again. It talks about about Captain America. It really focuses on on the better aspects of being an American. Everyone's friendly in the comic book. In fact, there's even a wonderful last page where Joe Caramagna does a wonderful little thing on the final page. He writes. He has a picture of himself with his dad, and he's wearing a Captain America shirt, and he talks about how great it is to be American, and that he ends by saying, "Is the American dream dead? Well, we thought Captain America was dead once or twice too." So he's. It's clear that it's a feel-good comic. So if you're during these troubled political times in the United States, I'm talking as a Canadian, but I think that there's a great message here that these times might be politically volatile, and Secret Empire is politically volatile. But coming out of it, let's get back to the roots of Captain America. Feel-good story, and you know what? The dream's not dead. Why can't we all just get along? That's all well and good. Just a couple of things I want to point out, though, and this is some of the Mark Waid has done a number of interviews already. Where he said that they're basically trying to move past Secret Empire and minimize it as best they can to sort of move past it and just focus on what Captain America means to the American people. But I do point out, though, that on the very first page, when they give their opening segue, they say, an evil version of Captain America led the world to the brink of destruction. The original Captain America returned in time to stop him, but the dark legacy of the Secret Empire lingers on, a truth felt by no one more than Steve Rogers himself. Can Steve find his place in a world that has been made to fear Captain America? That's the premise. Unfortunately, the story betrays the premise because there's no evidence in the story that anybody in America fears Captain America. As a matter of fact, this makes it clear that rural America loves Captain America. They love him. There's no evidence of any fear toward Captain America whatsoever. He walks into a diner and everybody wants their picture taken with him. The owner of the diner loves him. The opening issue was with him visiting a town that actually changed its name to Captain America. Marvel has pulled a flip-flop just like they did with Captain Marvel. Remember the fascist actions of Captain Marvel coming out of Civil War II? And then 1 month after Civil War II, on the cover of one of Captain Marvel's comics, it shows her getting selfies, and Marvel still is advertising and claiming that Captain Marvel is the most popular superhero in the Marvel Universe. Well, here they're doing the same thing with Captain America. Right out of Secret Empire, they ask Mark Waid, they ask the question, can Steve find his place in a world that has been made to fear Captain America? Well, Marvel's ignoring it. The world that Mark Waid has written here doesn't fear Captain America at all. In fact, they love him. So there's a contradiction there. There's a narrative contradiction there that seems to be Marvel really does seem to be in a state of completely ignoring what it's been doing during the Axel Alonso era. Sort of the lack of accountability of its various characters to address their actions that they took, and this seems to be a theme, I think, and it's running through more than one Marvel comic, which I suppose is a good thing, because that whole the SJW movement in Marvel has been, no question, an absolute disaster. But this is a step in the right direction. I got no problem ignoring sort of these narrative little glitches here, because I enjoyed this story. Mark Waid's done a good job. Let's get back to just, you know, move away from all the Comicsgate controversy, and let's just move on. Let's just move on. So this isn't a bad issue. The art's decent. Guys, pick it up. It's I would give this probably out of 10. I would give this probably a 6.5 out of 10. It's a one shot. It feels good. It's all right. Next issue, Steve Rogers battles Kraven the Hunter, which I'm looking forward to. That promises to be pretty good. So these are good, feel good Captain America stories. So pick it up. Kudos to Mark Waid, decent writing, and Mark Samney. Again, the art is pretty good. Thanks for good efforts here. And in the meantime, Comic Boom out.